In Salem Village in 1692, a terrible incident occurred. About 20 people were executed on suspicion of witchcraft, most of whom were women. In the 1600s, people believed that witches were real and could harm others by casting spells or working with the devil. Religion was very important, and anything unusual or unexplainable was often blamed on evil forces. So today, we will see exactly what happened in Salem Village during the witch trial. Before I start, if you are new to the channel or love history very much, definitely subscribe the History of Axo and press the bell icon. Thank you. The Puritans were part of the Protestant Reformation in Europe. This movement began when people started questioning the authority and practices of the Catholic Church. In England, they wanted to change or purify the Church of England, which they thought was still too similar to Catholicism. Some Puritans stayed in England but others left because they felt they couldn't freely practice their beliefs. Many of them moved to America in the early 1600s. Puritans believed that everything that happened in life was because of God's plan. They thought they were chosen by God to live a righteous life. They followed the Bible strictly. It was their guide for how to live, worship, and organize their communities. They believed that working hard and leading simple, disciplined lives were ways to honor God. Laziness or luxury was seen as sinful. In America, they established colonies like Massachusetts Bay where they could live according to their ideals. This story starts with a group of young girls behaving very strangely. They screamed through fits and acted as if they were being attacked by invisible forces. Nobody could understand what was happening. The first signs of trouble appeared in the home of Reverend Samuel Parrish, a minister in Salem. His 9-year-old daughter, Betty, and 11-year-old niece, Abigail Williams, started showing these odd behaviors. They screamed, contorted their bodies in painful ways, and complained of being pinched or pricked by unseen things. At first, people thought the girls might be sick, so they called a local doctor. However, the doctor couldn't find anything physically wrong with them. Instead, he concluded that the girls might be under the influence of witchcraft. This idea terrified the deeply religious Puritan community, as they believed that witches were people who made pacts with the devil to harm others. The panic grew when more girls in the village started showing similar symptoms. Under pressure to explain what was happening, the girls accused 3 women of being witches. Tituba, Reverend Parrish, enslaved women, originally from the Caribbean, who was known to tell the girls stories of magic and spirits. Sarah Good, a homeless woman who was disliked in the community. Sarah Osborne, an older woman who rarely attended church and had a reputation for being quarrelsome. The accusations set off a chain reaction. Tituba, when questioned, confessed to practicing witchcraft, possibly to save herself from harsher punishment. She also claimed that other witches were working with her to harm the village. This confession confirmed people's fears and opened the floodgates to more accusations. The village became gripped by hysteria as more people were accused of being witches. Neighbors turned against each other, old grudges resurfaced, and fear spread like wildfire. Prominent figures including Rebecca Nurse, a respected elderly woman, and Martha Corey, a devout churchgoer, were accused. Even George Burroughs, a former minister, was accused and executed. The accusers were mostly young girls, but many adults, motivated by personal grudges or fear, joined in the accusations. Special courts were set up to deal with the accusations. These courts didn't follow fair legal practices. People who denied being witches were tortured or pressured to confess. If someone confessed, they might avoid execution, but would have to accuse others of being witches. Between June and September 1692, 19 people were hanged, and one man, Giles Corey, was pressed to death with heavy stones because he refused to plead guilty or innocent. As the trials went on, people started questioning the methods used to determine guilt. The main evidence used was spectral evidence, which involved accusing someone based on dreams or visions. For example, if someone claimed they saw the spirit of an accused person harming them that could be used as proof, many began to doubt the reliability of these visions since only the accuser could see them. Even some religious leaders like Increase Martha spoke out saying it was better to let guilty people go free than to punish the innocent. By early 1693, the trials ended, and many people admitted they had made mistakes. Judges and jurors publicly apologized. the government compensated some of the families of the victims. In 1702, the Salem witch trials were officially declared a mistake, and the event became a dark chapter in history. The people of Salem lived with deep shame and guilt for decades. The town tried to move on by suppressing discussions about the trials, but the scars remained in the community. Many descendants of those involved, especially the accusers, felt the weight of their ancestors' actions. The Salem witch trials became a lesson in the dangers of mass hysteria, lack of evidence, and blind belief in authority. Over time, laws were changed to ensure better protections for the accused in court. The Salem events also shaped America's future legal principles, like the idea that you are innocent until proven guilty. So far today, don't forget to tell us how you felt. I really want to know. Let me know in the comments which weird historical things you want to see next. Thanks a lot for watching the full video. See you in the next video. Stay well.